It was at that moment that I realized that I have no idea what on earth I am doing right now. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to 90 Day Fiance, The Last Resort. It feels like we've been away for a while because the other 90 days is gone, but the regular show is coming back next week, so that should be entertaining. And stick around because we definitely have some more inner monologue of the therapist who has no clue what she's doing. Exclusive. No one's ever seen it before, so stay tuned for that. But before we get there, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends. If you want to support the channel, drop a super thanks. It is much appreciated. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. We are going to get right into it. It was an explosive one, and it did not disappoint for these couples that seem to not want to actually do any work. But Julie and Brandon had an interesting one because we are still dealing with the fallout of her admitting that she cheated.
Me to just not want to know because
Selfish
she could take that to her grave, and I could just...
Yeah.
Ignorance be bliss.
He does make a good point saying, it's 4 years later, are you doing this just to make yourself feel better? Because I would have never known and wouldn't be here right now. It's kind of a conundrum, but it makes you think. And I see where he's coming from because at that point, you wonder if the person really is doing it out of selfish reasons, or they actually want to tell the person they're with that they did something wrong because they feel like it's right to be completely honest because they made mistakes in the past. I tend to side with Brandon on this one.
Because what? I didn't share something.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to relieve what I feel. I'm trying
There
to
it
relieve
is.
what is hurting me.
So she admits it. She admits the only reason she did it was for herself. There was no other reason. It wasn't because I wanted to make you understand that I'm trying to be upfront and honest with you. I want us to have open communication. I want us to not have any secrets. None of that. It was, I wanted to make myself feel better. So what he said actually is true, that she is doing it for selfish reasons. And she could have taken that to her grave, and yes, she would have felt guilty, but that's kind of the punishment, really, at that point. If you come clean when you do something, you mess up in the beginning, fine. You're trying to be real about it right then and there. You're trying to be honest. You're trying to have that communication. But if you have it 4 years later, it really does beg the question of why.
Especially the night before, totally going into shutdown. When he starts to cry, there's a part of me that feels a relief because I know he's getting somewhere now.
No thanks to you, lady. You have literally done nothing, and for some reason, the other two therapists have disappeared, and we're stuck with the hypno-crazy lady right here, who thinks that her hypnotherapy actually made some waves, when in reality, they were all laughing at you. Oh, wait till we get to later in the episode, because not only is her inner monologue interesting to say the least, but she has some fun techniques.
To start this exchange of validating the other person's experience.
She's trying to do the therapist talk of, this is your valid feelings, when sometimes you just need to be real. Julie, you should have said something 4 years ago, and you saying that you just want to do this to make yourself feel better does not help. Brandon, what you're feeling makes sense because you are hurt. There was no reason. You didn't see this coming, and all of a sudden she's just wanted to make herself feel better. So instead, both of what you're feeling is valid. Let's talk about your valid feelings. No, sir.
Forgiveness is possible.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But part of the forgiveness means that it's not used as leverage in the future.
He wants to move forward for serious space. He wants to move forward to make a big family, going to doctor and take second opinion. But how are we going to do that big step if we have dads?
Oh
inside
my
that?
gosh, this lady is absolutely insane. What she's saying, she has convinced this hypnotherapist / life coach that she said something and now he just needs to forgive her and let it go right then and there. She dropped this bomb. She wants to feel better about herself, and now he doesn't even get to be like, what the hell? He needs to just let it go. And she's saying, and I feel like if we're going to have this family and go forward with it, he can't be holding it over my head. She is now using the family aspect that is very important to Brandon against him. That's cold. Jasmine decides to be the instigator that she always is throughout the whole episode, starting first thing in the beginning.
Sophie, you deserve much better.
Oh, does she?
You should go and face him and let everybody know who Rob really is and what you're going through.
This is absolutely ridiculous. She is saying you need to go and tell everyone what Rob is doing. She found something. It didn't explicitly say right then and there what she found, but she had something. And she said that she had seen him texting other women. Wrong, 100% wrong, not right at all. He is wrong on so many levels. But the fact that you're letting Jasmine manipulate you into airing out your grievances in front of everybody just says dumb. Dumb.
I haven't done anything. Find it on my phone.
When I saw that you was cheating.
Let's be very clear.
Let's be very
clear.
All right, just so we're clear, when someone jumps up screaming "Let's be clear," you might want to hold a little bit of skepticism. This is why I say that Sophie and Rob are both not good people, both not trying to do what's best for the relationship.
Put me in the corner, make me the dog, put me in a doghouse, and tell me.
Yes.
Go talk to other women.
He's screaming because he's guilty. All right, listen. There may be some reasoning to if someone starts getting loud, depending on the person, that means that they, are trying to cover up something, but not explicitly. And the fact is if what he was saying was true, and I don't necessarily believe that he's saying, I didn't do nothing, I'm completely innocent, but if what he was saying was true, then getting loud is you being mad because you're confronted with something you didn't do. However, I think Rob is full of it, and he's been doing these things the whole time, and we'll kind of see what's wrong with that coming up.
Guy versus girl dynamic.
Yeah.
The girls are rallying around Sophie,
why?
and the guys are rallying around Rob.
Why?
And it's turning into this competition of the battle of who.
Yeah, that's because y'all are all morons. And Ari says it best later on. Problem is she is also a moron. Y'all are taking sides at something that is supposed to be a couples retreat. Now, I understand. We all kind of know there's a bunch of kind of manipulation going on here. But the fact that y'all are taking sides like you're in high school is ridiculous. Y'all have no loyalty to these people. Y'all stab each other in the back the first chance you get. The women aren't going to be there riding or dying for the women. The men aren't going to be riding or dying for the men. They don't care. This is them just doing this high school mentality because they're all immature idiots. Now, Rob said that, hey, she sent him a text saying that, oh, look, you can be single. And she outright denied it. Did not say anything about it. Said it did not happen. Now, for one, you're married, so it's irrelevant if someone says, oh, you can be single, we're taking a break. No, that means you need to get divorced if you're going to actually be separated. There's actually some meaning to a marriage. But the fact is she said it never happened. That's the interesting part. Oh, look at that. She said, hi, as of March 4th, 2023, me and you are on a break, and I give you permission to act single and will not hold this against you. Now, the interesting thing about this is he's bringing receipts to what he said happened. The timeline, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. He shouldn't have done it in the first place. She shouldn't have said it in the first place. The only really thing that matters here is she said it never happened, period. And clearly it did. So you're both manipulative and you're both lying.
Acted like you cared for 5 seconds.
She looks extremely uncomfortable as therapist.
The girls, can you send me that? That's
she didn't even know what to say. I wonder what's going on in her head right now. It was at that moment that I realized that I have no idea what on earth I am doing right now. Now, this therapist is in the middle of everything, and yet she doesn't look like she has a clue. She doesn't know how to handle any of these situations. And her best option is to just sit there and be like, all right, we're just going to duke it out, and then yell at them, basically saying, y'all are getting angry. And then, oh, by the way, then they do some sort of yelling ritual, but we're going to get to that.
When you're married, you can't break up.
She said something that makes sense. She makes sense. Oh my gosh. But you know what? A broken clock's right 2 times a day, so even this therapist can get something right. But yes, you are in a marriage. You can't break up. You can go get divorced or go through the whole process, but you take these vows. You are supposed to take this seriously when you get married. So people saying that, oh, it doesn't matter, this person hurt that person, this person that hurt that person, then leave. That's what you do. You make the commitment to a marriage. So she said, oh, you're on a hall pass or whatever. And he said, you said this. You are both wrong. Now, you're both lying, which is why I called you both out for it. But you also are both wrong in the sense of you don't just step away from a marriage. You have to get divorced. That's the nature of it.
I think this is a good place where we need to take some personal space before anything else nasty is said.
Or before y'all realize that I am a fraud. She doesn't have a clue. She's trying to play the therapy game like she knows what is happening. But when things get tough, when things are getting really hairy, if you will, her question or her response, let's just take a second. Let's take a second to step away. Now, sometimes you have to, but obviously it's not the only solution ever. You still have to work through your issues.
You know, you had a real one.
You know, I'm really tough. Everyone needs to know that. I'm going to leave now and cry a bit. Like, this guy is the biggest fraud I think I've ever seen. Okay, look, I over-exaggerate. Obviously, we come across a lot of frauds on these shows. But damn, he definitely is one for the ages. So, panic attack? So, let me get this straight. All of that, she confronts him, she does all this in a very public manner, and then when he gets a little loud and he presents some receipts saying she might have did something wrong, she runs off and has a panic attack? I don't believe it for a second.
I'm not taking the.
Why she start yelling?
I'm not returning to the group. This gaslighting and body shame.
What? What on earth is that crazy lady talking about now? All of a sudden, everyone else is getting some sort of attention somewhere else and they're fighting, and she decides to talk about he's gaslighting and body shaming me? Look, Josh has issues, big issues, there for the wrong reasons, was never there for the right reasons, but gaslighting and body shaming me, which never happened, you are insane.
I didn't say anything. I said
What?
I don't like to be touched.
No, it's
True.
not true.
I
What?
said it to everybody.
What? She is literally delusional.
Body shame.
So she went from he's body shaming me to all I said was I don't want to be touched. And then she says, you make me feel body shamed. Lady, you are one of the most insane people I've ever seen. You don't get to say something makes you feel that way when there's no reason it makes you feel that way. This is where they talk about, well, Natalie, your feelings are valid. No, they are not. They are not valid at all. I don't care. You are just wrong and you're seeing things because you just want to be angry. Either you're trying to get camera time or you're really that crazy to say you've been body shamed because he said he doesn't want to be touched. That's a whole nother issue of like, I want to be closer to you, but body shaming? You digging deep. I will destroy him, she said.
Natalie,
Stop doing the trash to me.
Listen to me.
Explain why.
Listen to me the full story. It's still like, I don't want to sleep with my...
Guys,
For one, why is Florian trying to take this on and go and talk to all the women and everything like this, getting a little too close and playing a little too much therapist when he's got his own wife he's supposed to be dealing with?
One second, let me talk.
Yes, explain.
Let me talk. You're crazy. Let me talk. Because, you know, Dr. Florian, I guess. Although I will say he's probably better than the hypnotherapist.
Nothing about her body. Nothing.
True.
But what is a language barrier? Like she understands?
Good
or-
God.
I don't know.
Just because you say, I don't want to be touched, her interpretation of that action from you is like you're body shaming.
No, you're being ridiculous right now. Jasmine, poking the bear, trying to get something going. The interpretation might be off, might be a language barrier. I don't want to be touched, so it means your body's gross? No, I don't care. You say, it's a language barrier. Don't care. Don't care at all. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, and Jasmine is just trying to get something going.
I apologize.
What?
For the way that came across.
Oh my gosh. Look. If I was going to be a little more vulgar, I would use a word here that means weak and means coward with a capital P, because that is what Josh is right now, apologizing for something he actually didn't do wrong because it made her feel something that was absolutely ridiculous. That is the dumbest crap I've ever heard. How are you ever going to actually resolve any communication issues if you're apologizing for crap that you didn't even do wrong? Then you're going to have to apologize for everything. Welcome to the fun life, Josh. I don't even... Look, is the publicity worth it? We know why you're there. Is it really that worth it?
I'm apologizing to her so that she feels better for something that I didn't say or didn't do, and she takes that and kicks me in the nuts.
Yep, she did. Absolutely did. And you deserve it. You know why you deserve it? Because you thought apologizing for something you didn't do was the right decision. You should have said, Natalie, take your bat-ish crazy self away from this resort. I'm leaving in my $150,000 sports car, whatever, and I'm going to go back to the life because this ain't worth the publicity. You can go back to whoever the next guy is. Have a nice life. That's what you should have said. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Natalie. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. And she promptly walked up and attempted to knee him in the nuts. So that's fun.
We are all going to meet back by the tents. I have something planned for us to break this up and
you know what she's thinking right now? I think they're actually buying what I'm saying. This therapist literally comes in at the worst times. The fights are almost done, or if they're still going on, she sits there and doesn't say anything. And then she walks in at the end and said, all right. Let's take a second. Like, lady, you don't have to even be any kind of therapist to have some minor conflict resolution skills. You don't even have those. Guess what? Your hypnotism didn't work. It made things worse. And what? You're sitting on this filthy floor out there in a public restroom of the camping place. Like, lady, you're going to walk away with all kinds of diseases.
You love her, you love Sophie, but we have seen the real Rob.
Good God. Somebody take Jasmine and put her somewhere. Put her in a closet or something and just put the broom in front of it so she can't get out. She's literally, the whole episode is going in people's ear doing the little devil thing. Now she's grabbed the phone from Sophie and is talking to her mom, who's going to eat that crap up because, you know, like I said, I think the Botox, the fillers got to her head and she was already crazy and she wasn't even there for Sophie. So I don't know if I'd take her advice anyway, but let alone Jasmine coming in saying, we got your daughter covered. If you were a real mom, you'd say, Jasmine, stay the hell away from my daughter.
A lot of emotions right now have come up.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I think what's best at this point is to allow...
Oh, you know what? I think she's going to say something very profound. Let's wait and see.
I'll use some space to release some of that.
Okay, great. How are we going to release that? Through therapy, through communication, through, you know, maybe some cognitive behavioral therapy, you know, something of that nature?
So we're going to do a primal energetic release for you.
What the hell she just say? A primal energy release. Woo! This lady is just like, it's like she's just like Googling on the internet, ways to make yourself feel better when you have no idea. And they're like, primal energy release. We're just going to make ourselves look like crazy people out there and scream.
Yell if you want to yell.
Oh, good.
Scream if you want to scream.
Good, yep.
Not at each other, but just in order to move the energy through.
Oh, did she break out the crystals yet? And we're going to catch it in this crystal right here. It's a good crystal. And then we're going to throw it away and crush it. And it's going to be gone forever. And you're all going to be happily ever after. And then another hypnotherapy session.
Feel as though you're pushing a large ball of energy.
Feel.
All the way across the world.
Oh, over there?
All the way across the world, okay? I want you to take this from your center.
Wait. Where? Was that from her center? Because I think she was a little bit lower than that when she's taking this rage from. Do you need to talk to somebody, hypnotherapist?
We're going to go 1.
Oh.
2.
Okay.
Hands in the center, like you're holding a ball of energy.
Oh, your angry ball.
That way.
All right, see, I would have respect if she started that and then she just went up to one of them and said, all right, just like that, patty cake, patty. If she did that, I would be like, yes, she is trolling and I am here for it. Unfortunately, she thinks what she's doing is something serious and they're all just kind of laugh. I take it back. The people who are, you know, more interesting and kind of bigger morons, like, I don't know, Jasmine, you know, they're taking it, could seem like they might be taking it a little bit seriously, but the rest of them are just laughing at her.
Like, I don't need other people to know about what I've been through, but it's been hell. Like, being here and, like, everyone just rewards, like, the bad behavior, the narcissism. Like, it's difficult. You guys all, especially Julia, constantly.
Is that worse than you continually to beg Ben to come back when he's clearly been done? Have some respect for yourself.
He's doing this on purpose.
Dog for his like reward-based behavior.
No,
or not
you
reward
need constant male attention, and I'm sure you see that she does.
Okay, she got done saying that her anxiety's acting up, and oh my gosh, and then she comes back after calling them all morons, and comes back and proceeds to attack them. Does that really sound like someone who their anxiety is acting up, or does it sound like someone that's full of crap and is upset because she's not getting attention and people aren't bashing her husband? You know why they're not attacking your husband? Because he hasn't given them a reason to. And that's the problem. You can't seem to realize that you're mad at all them, but they're not just going to go and say, hey man, let me talk about how much of a bad person you are.
I definitely understand that.
I don't like conflict, and I've been with someone in constant conflict for 5 years.
I don't like conflict, but I literally just started conflict. You see how these people make no sense and they're full of crap? I don't buy the tears. I think you're full of crap too, just like the rest of them. None of them are good people here, really. And yet she wants to say stuff about her husband, who is also not a good person, but she's trying to act like she's the innocent one and she did nothing wrong except just attacking everyone else and saying, I don't like conflict.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
Feet apart.
Woo, let's go.
Feet apart.
Sit low.
Sit low.
This, baby.
Oh, she
Get
didn't
the
see that one
energy
coming.
here, y'all. Let's go.
This lady is really taking this seriously for something that no one else is really taking seriously, and that's going to have no effect at all. Oh, really doing it. Yeah, let it go. Yeah. Get serious about it. Patty cake, baked girl, except for Sophie. Look at her take this is how serious Sophie, she's like, what am I even doing here? Like I just want to be at home. Like this lady, she's not here for this. So at least they can try to act like this is working on camera. But if you get them at the right times, you can really see what they really feel, and that they really ain't feeling this kind of crap. Needless to say, all the problems that have been there this whole time are still there, and they haven't resolved anything, except that we have a hypnotherapist who seems to have just completely taken over on the therapy realm. The other two are gone. They were bad. Well, the one lady, we didn't really see ever until she brought this lady in. And then the guy, he was just awful. But for some reason, this lady's been promoted to 100% therapist all the time. And yet, what is she doing? Absolutely making it worse and not even being there when people actually need a therapist. It's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch this train wreck. But damn, they're going to have to realize that this show doesn't resemble anything of a show that's trying to fix couples if they want to actually do what they're marketing. But of course, the drama sells, so there is that. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share with your friends, and if you want to support the channel, drop a super thanks. I definitely appreciate it, and I will see y'all next time.